Hey y'all, welcome back to Humble She Ministries where you get built up, edified, and encouraged in your faith. So we're going to go ahead and just jump right into the topic. And today's topic is about life in general. Life in general. I'm going to just start sharing a bit of my testimony. Um, since a little being a child, you always get that question, what do you want to be when you grow up? What's your plans? What's your aspirations? What are things you like to do? So, getting asked that question made me feel like life was about what I wanted to do. How did I want to live my life? How did I want my life to turn out to be? But those kind of questions kind of make you think that life is just about you. Now that coming into Christ, I understand now that God had a plan for each and every one of us before we even entered into our mother's womb. And it is up to us to go to Him and get the blueprint for our lives. Society and whether knowingly or unknowingly, they kind of teach us to think that life is about us and our goals and self-love and all these things. And it kind of make us turn to self versus turning to God. And this lifespan is about 80 years old. And if you're lucky, you get 90 to 100 years old max. And for us to think that life is about us and our goals and our aspirations and self-love this and self, that is pride. And I say it's pride because, you know, I wanted, to make this certain amount of money. I wanted to be married at this age. And, I pride myself in reaching those goals. Things that I thought that was, important to me. But I never truly turned to God to get those questions answered. And it makes you focus on self worship versus worshiping God and getting the blueprint for your life from Him. And what's so amazing about God is He'll give you more than what you thought you wanted out of life. Because me personally, sometimes what you want, you can be thinking small, and God is like, I want something amazing for you. I got these amazing plans for you. And it just takes surrender. Second Peter chapter 2, verse 11 says, Dear friends, I urge you as foreigners and exiles to abstain from sinful desires. We're foreigners here. This place is not our home. We're here to do the will of God and not our own, because before we even enter into our mother's womb, God had already had a blueprint of what He wanted us to fulfill, about how He wanted us to bring glory to His name through our lives. So we're foreigners here. We're here to do the will of God, not our own will, because even Jesus did not come to do His own will. Peter, when Jesus was about to go to the cross, Peter rebuked Jesus. He was like, Lord, you don't go there. And Jesus told Peter, like, You're about the affairs of man and not of God. So we have to stop being about the affairs of man and to be about the affairs of God, because this life is short, one. Two, what we do in this life for the glory of God is something that's going to be in the records of heaven, because this earth is passing away. So what we do for God is going to be in the records of heaven, and what we do for ourselves and what we do for society, what we do for culture, is going to pass away with this world because it wasn't built on the foundation of God. So learn to change your attention from self and what you want and what you think is best for your life, and turn to God and allow Him to move in your life, to use your life as a vessel of His, to show forth His glory, because that is what's going to matter on this side and also on the side of eternity. Because this life, as I stated, is like a lifespan of 80 years old. And if you get, if you get blessed, you get 100 years old out of this life. But when you go into eternity, time is cut off and you're living, the fruit of what you produced on this side. So I encourage you, as foreigners and exiles in this world, live for God. Abstain from what you feel that is best for your life and go to the one who have the blueprint of your life, because that is what's truly going to benefit you now and for all eternity. Thank you for watching. I pray that this message encouraged you, because it has encouraged me. It has encouraged my perspective on life, my perspective about, how short life is. Yeah, we say we're going to do this tomorrow. We got these plans tomorrow, things, that, and the third. But we don't know when our last day. But at least if we living for God, we can have hope that if Jesus raised from the dead, all who have trust in Him and what He did, and us living not for ourselves but for God, we will not be put to shame, and we will rise again as well. I pray that this message blessed you. As I stated, I thank you for watching. God bless you. Bye-bye.